Oh, so in the undergrad, I probably won.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you were. We're 40 seconds.
Okay. Good. And he spilled it.
I had the best corned beef sandwich.
That was awesome. Come on.
Forgive me.
Yeah, right.
It's the Career Seeker Show live on WPPM FM 106.5 Philadelphia. Really excited today. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna blame this on this gentleman here. I am so tired today because I stayed up all night reading Michael Robinson's profile on LinkedIn. You do everything, sir. Mike, listen, man. I did not know. I did not know that Michael Robinson is now also the commissioner for the Mayor's Commission for African American Males. Congratulations, my friend. Man. You do everything, man. I mean, listen. Director of Community Outreach and Hiring at Temple University, Senior Pastor at Greater Enoch Missionary Baptist. We got Michael Robinson. He actually, it sounds like he's a busy man, am I right? So he's taken the time out to share his expertise with the career seekers of Philadelphia. And I saw you Monday at the MLK Day Career Fair at Girard College.
Oh, that's nice.
I knew you were going to be there. The minute I see you, you introduced me to two other people. I hope they reach out to me, by the way. If you guys are listening, it was the two students from Rowan University, I believe. I try my best, Mike. I try my best. So if you guys are listening, you were supposed to call me and you did not. So yeah,
that's a phone call you make.
So Mike, glad to have you here. Tiffany Southerland, Alberta Bertolino, the Career Seekers team, our videographer Will Martin. This is what we do every Wednesday, 4 o'clock. So please tell everybody you're associated with to tune in and check us out and just give us a chance to share some of this knowledge with them.
I got to get your autograph, brother.
Well, you know, we always see each other out here. Not the last time I was here, but we did a project here. Shout out to Vanessa Maria.
Love her
yes, for letting us come in and do the People Power Media Lunch Hour, I believe it's called. This is great, man. They do so many great things here at Philly Camp. So
I'm loving it.
Just happy to be a part of the team here. Speaking of teams, I wanted to speak to you because the last time we kind of connected on a project, I needless to say, I had to back out. But you got some things going on out there in North Philly that are just outstanding. So if you want to tell our listeners a little bit about you, a little bit about any of your many roles, we're just here to talk, man, and chop it up. You're waving the flag for us out here right now in Philly, so we appreciate it. Chester, what's up? We got Mike Robinson with us today.
Yeah. All right, we'll compartmentalize and just focus on the career piece since that's the talk of the day right now. I'm one of the directors in human resources at Temple University, proud to be on the team there. And I have a very niche role. My role at Temple University is one of recruitment and training and development and community outreach all combined. And what I'm charged with doing is recruiting viable candidates from the North Philadelphia footprint that surrounds Temple University. So we're looking at an 8 zip code territory to recruit for a variety of positions, from entry-level opportunities all the way up to senior positions. So that's my role at Temple.
Got you. Now, I know that you were at the MLK Day Career Fair, and I didn't even look at the signage on your table. Were you representing Temple University there at the Career Fair? Great.
Yes.
Okay. How was that for you?
Oh man, that was tight. We had I think we had about 50 people, man, come by our table.
Wow.
and many of them were viable. So
Great.
we're pretty happy that the Temple brand is out there.
Yes.
The Temple brand attracts. And to
Now,
you.
right, now,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, where's my University of Pittsburgh fans? My University of Maryland people right now. All these Temple alums floating
Now,
around.
Pitt, is near and dear to me too because
I
of my
know it.
frat.
I know it. I know it.
But,
You know what? A lot of your fraternity brothers were in the building at Girard College too. Good looking out for your organization. Yeah, so a lot of people representing your colors.
Yeah, Kappas, we tried.
Yeah, you guys did a good job, man. You guys did a great job. So as I mentioned, Tiffany Southerland, she is the resident career coach here at the Career Seekers
Nice.
show. And Alberta, she comes from such a extensive recruiting background and a very diverse recruiting background. She supports people. I was looking at your LinkedIn profile as well the other day. I was looking at Alberta's busy too. I got to step my game up.
So do I. I need a few more bullet points on my LinkedIn page before I can start messing with you guys.
I'm really going to have
I'm
to
here
step my
doing
game
it.
up. So Mike, you're at the MLK Day Career Fair, and you're meeting people. You said about 50 people came through your table. Man, there was a ton of people. Actually, when I came in, I didn't even see you at first.
Yeah.
And then it was pointed out to me that hey, did you see Mike? He's in the back to the right. So of course I went back to find you back there, and you were really busy.
I
Of
know,
course.
man. They put me in a real interesting position, and we were a sponsor of that event. I'm not throwing any shade, but
No, that's
we
what
were
you're
one of
doing.
the sponsors of the event. I'm in the back.
But look, they push people to the back, man. You just keep them coming in. They had a lot of people there.
But it was good. We had a nice turnout at our table. The signage was great, and all seriousness, it was a good event. I enjoy supporting the MLK 365 organization, and they do good work.
Yes.
We were promoting some of the workshops that we have going on at Temple, as you know, because you've been involved with us all the years that I've been at Temple, all 5 years that I've been at Temple. You've been wonderful in coming out, volunteering your expertise. We have these monthly workshops that we do at Temple University that we offer to the community. These are job readiness workshops that are free of charge. We're trying to make sure that we help upskill the skill sets, the soft skills of job seekers that are in the area. And every semester we do these monthly workshops where they're a la carte. I mean, you can pick and choose which ones you want to go to. You can go to all of them, but we offer them each semester.
Are they free?
They're free, totally free, and they deal with issues like resume writing, effective interview skills, job search strategies, etc. So they deal with one's upscaling of how to become a better job seeker and a more polished presenter when it comes time for interviewing. And what we have found is that most often people make the greatest mistake with their resumes. That's usually the first point of contact that employers have, with an individual. And so I try to coach individuals to tailor the resume for every job that they apply for. Now that may sound like tedious work, but the reality is looking for a job is a job.
Right.
That's right.
That's definitely worthwhile work for sure.
Yeah.
So and a lot of people, that concept is lost on many people in job search mode, that something as little as tailoring the resume to the job that you're applying for can be most effective. And so I say that that's probably one of the most frequent mistakes and misfires that job seekers make, not really putting the time in to craft a resume that's tailored for each role that they're competing for.
Right. You mentioned soft skills is one of the workshops that you do, and I know you did a lot of conversation about emotional intelligence and things like that. So when you say soft skills, what do you mean by that?
The soft skills, for instance, we have these workshops, expert tips on writing a resume. That's a soft skill issue. That's not a technical skill or a specific technical acumen like accountancy.
Right.
If I'm an accountant, I need to come in with some accountancy background. But the skill sets that we're trying to upscale are the soft skills on those topics that I mentioned earlier: resume writing, job search strategy, interview skills, etc. These are the soft skills that we're coaching on, because these are typically the skills that people misfire when it comes time to really compete for opportunities. And so we bring in industry experts that have expertise on the subject matter, and we present these engaging workshops so that they're very interactive, so that they can walk away the better for it. So again, they're a la carte, so I can pick and choose if I'm Joe Public, which ones I want to go to. I can go to all. Then that's one signature set of training that we do. The other signature set of training that we facilitate is called our Now training, Now New Opportunities Workshop. We have a professional development piece, and that's where Kenneth has been a godsend on that one. We bring in people, again, experts from the industry that talk on topic.
So I come in on the expert side of that. Yeah, so.
See, Kenneth.
That's my homie right there. That's my homie. Don't get it twisted.
That's just what we do, Mike.
He hasn't written out their hand, out the palm of his hand.
He's good. He's good. That boy good. World premiere.
This is going to cost me so much. No, I didn't mean to interrupt. But the program's great.
He's sharp.
The program is great. The program's great.
And so that's an 8-week session. It covers similar topics, but we go more in depth. And that's once a week, 2 hours a night for 8 nights.
Wow.
And then at the end of that, we culminate the whole training where we bring in a lot of hiring employers to meet with them at the end during this chat and chew dinner. Each person presents on their background, and the employers in attendance are making notes on their resumes because they get a booklet of resumes. And then we're hopeful that after that night of networking, that interviews and job offers are proper. So we've had people hired from Temple University out of that experience. We've had people hired in other organizations. So that's been very effective. And then our third signature program that emanates out of my office is our annual job fair. My office hosts and produces the largest job students that come out because it's in May, and that's usually graduation month, so we get that bum rush of students. But I have to say, we've been very fortunate in the many years that we've been doing it. This is our 11th year, and we draw at minimum about 3,000 people to that job fair.
Wow.
So it's pretty tight.
That's impressive. That's impressive. You know, every time I come out to participate in the opportunities now, is that the new
Opportunities workshop.
The new opportunities workshop. I leave so impressed with the group of, I guess I'll say, participants and or candidates that you assemble. I'm not sure where you're doing your outreach. I know your success probably leads you to some great referrals.
Oh, yeah.
But wow, it's just, you always have really good candidates. You always have a really good platform, and you know, you have it appears you have the backing of your university, and they're supporting this thing wholeheartedly. And I just think when you put all of those pieces together, you'll see success on the back end. So kudos to you. I think that's a great thing that you're doing out there. You've also came out and supported me, so it hasn't always been it's reciprocal. Mike has came out and done mock interviews, and I wanted to speak to you about something you shared with my career seekers. Man, this was probably close to a year ago, but you came out for a mock interview session. We were doing it at Project Home.
It's a nice facility.
Yeah, shout out to all the people at Project Home. Project Home and the Comcast Technology
the
Honickman Learning Center and Comcast Technology Labs in North Philly on Judson Street. If you haven't made it out there, they offer some great services. Go out there and ask for my man Paul Donaville and Eric Smith. They'll take care of you out there. But good guys, good people. But so Mike came out. We were doing mock interviews, and you spoke to the group about behavioral-based interviewing and the STAR technique.
Yeah.
You want to share that with our listeners?
Yeah, the STAR technique is a formula that's ideal for behavioral-based questions. Behavioral-based questions are asked in a way to use past behavior or past success as a predictor for future performance. And so a behavioral-based question could be something like, tell me about a time when you led a team of individuals and on a project, and the project resulted in a very successful end, something to that effect. So the way to answer behavioral-based questions would be, because behavioral-based questions are typically looking for time, individuals that you work with, what you were individually responsible for or tasked to do, and what were the results of your personal involvement. So the STAR technique is situation, task, action, result.
Yes.
And so you state the situation. Well, In 1999, I worked at IBM, and I worked with a group of individuals that were very disruptive, but as a result of me meeting with them individually, finding out what their strengths were, I could apply a particular person to a certain aspect of a project, and the projects that we worked on would be done within deadline time periods.
Right.
And so I'm stating the situation. When did it occur? I gave the time period and where. The task, I set aside my team. The action, I met with them individually. The result was I applied certain people to areas of the task that were germane to their strength. And so if you can answer behavioral-based questions using that formula, the STAR approach, you'll be really on task and not going off on a tangent when it comes to responding to questions, and you'll be very succinct in your answers. It forces you to be very succinct in how you respond to those questions. And so I try to impart that technique whenever I'm doing workshops on interviewing skills, so that people can have this nice little ditty in their head, star.
Store it up themselves.
Yeah. And move forward.
It's the Career Seekers Show live on WPPM FM 106.5. It's this is the time I've been waiting for. I'm actually getting a few emails in regards to the Ask the Recruiter and Ask the Career Coach segments of the program. I didn't think they were going to come in. You know what?
I think I gotta go now.
You know what?
I gotta go. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Mike, I definitely want you. We are in Center City,
This
right?
is Philly, right?
Yeah.
They don't play with those parking tickets.
Have you seen parking boards?
Bush, $50.
You know what? I was here. Me and the videographer Will Martin. We were here. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and we came out to a nice parking ticket. It was Will's car, so I really didn't care. You know what? I'm thinking Will's the person that actually had these questions come in, because I see two questions there from South Philly. So we have a question. I'm going to throw this question out here. Will is the mayor of South Philadelphia. The eyes and ears of South Philadelphia. That's my guy right there. So I like to have fun with him. But anyway, here's the question. I'm going to throw this out here. Tiffany, Alberta, Mike, even if you want to chime in, well, I guess it's kind of like, give me a game show where you kind of hit a buzzer and I don't know. But anyway, let's go with this. So here's the question. It starts out like this. I was fired. Question. I was fired from my last job. Do prospective employers have the right to ask about this? How do I handle this in my job search? What do I say about it? And if I'm asked if I have ever been fired, what do I say?
I've been fired before.
You should answer the question.
My first job out of college was actually in radio, and I got fired. And what I've done going forward, if I'm ever asked that question, I tell employers right off the bat, yes, I've been fired, and I tell them what the situation was. I was very immature. I was very brash at that time, and I wasn't really workforce savvy. But being fired taught me a lesson that I would never be fired again in terms of, learning that you can't say what you want to say and do what you want to do. You have to follow protocols that are put in place, and protocols are put in place for reasons. And so it was a shocking experience when you get fired, at least for me. And what I do is I just fess up, and I mention that, I make sure that I quickly mention that I've learned from it, that it was something that helped me become the professional I am today, and I've learned my lesson. And so that's one way to spin it.
I don't think you could have fit another job into your agenda. You have about 4 of them, man. I'm just looking at the profile. This is incredible.
No job's mine.
So that's a great answer though. That just kind of you're basically saying just own it.
Own it.
Be careful though. You don't have to say it.
Sure.
That's the thing, and that's what a lot of, especially in Philadelphia, the block the box. And
yes, man, the box, right?
Yeah. So be careful, especially depending on obviously whatever listener wrote in that email. We don't know what level they are in their career, and then most employers do background checks, so it may or may not come up, or
Sure.
a reference check.
Sure.
So you might not always have to say you got fired, so
Gotcha.
just be careful.
So, all right, well, great. All right, so thank you for answering that one. So, I think I know who's probably going to answer this because we had a conversation about this at one time. So, should I do an internship? The question is, I just saw the legal ruling where a federal judge says that many unpaid internships are illegal if offered by a for-profit company. My college career advisor said that to maximize my marketability, I should do an internship, whether it is paid or not. What should I do?
Do an
Do
internship.
it.
Absolutely.
No question.
There's no question asked there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in college I've seen this where, for students who are in their first year of law school, first year of graduate school, you'll look at their resume and it will literally have nothing on it between their college and like what they were doing in school. What has happened with what a lot of companies are doing and a lot of schools are doing is in exchange for actual pay, people are getting college credit, and even at the graduate school level now. So instead, you're not walking away with nothing, but what the universities and the organizations do is partner to develop some sort of academic curriculum. So you need the experience. If you're a college student, if you're a graduate student, you absolutely need the experience. So absolutely do the internship, do an internship, and make sure that you are being at least getting college credit for it if you are not being compensated financially for it.
Absolutely, and to that, what the writer wrote in, that was a special case for New York City magazine people that were being overworked and working 80-hour weeks.
Okay. That's where that came from?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly right. So unpaid internships are okay, but to what Tiffany just said, work with your academic advisor, your dean of whatever college you're going to within your specialty, and you can get college credits. Most colleges are really working with the students to make sure, especially if it is an unpaid internship.
Gotcha.
It's an expectation too. I mean, employers, we expect a college student to graduate with relevant experience under their belt. So if they don't have an internship or if they don't have a co-op experience under their belt, we're looking at them suspect because we're expecting them to graduate with some sort of credible experience, work-related experience under their belt before coming into the workforce.
Right, and I think that even when the experience is not, let's say you want to get a job in marketing, and maybe you're able to get a marketing internship, but don't be so picky that you're spending your summer doing nothing, right? You cannot be that choosy if you're trying to get a job and hope to be employable, because eventually every work experience, if you do it right and you go into it with an open mind, can teach you something that you can therefore transfer to another opportunity. So it might not be in the exact field that you want, it might not be right on point, but you don't turn down a good opportunity just for the sake of you being too good for the job, if it's something that you can gain some experience from.
My Robinson is my Facebook handle, and my Twitter is Mr. Keynote Speaker. That's spelled MrKeySpeakR.
Mr. Keynote Speaker, I love it. I love it.
Great.
How did you grab that? You might want to just walk that all the way through on every social media platform.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's on my Instagram too.
Why not? Well, that's great.
What about you, Kenneth? You're part of this team.
Yeah.
I definitely am part of the team. Please, you can find myself, Tiffany, Alberta, all the social media feeds at careerseekers.work. It's your one-stop shop for information about careers and job search. It's the Career Seekers Show. We are so thankful that we had Mr. Michael Robinson here today. Mike, I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Tiffany Southerland, Alberta Bertolino. I continue to have a great time with you guys. This is beautiful, man. I love it. So I just want to thank everybody for being here and tuning in today, okay?
All right.
Thank you so much.
It's Career Seekers Radio, WPPM, LP, Philadelphia.